we are looking towards CCTV inquiry and possible forensic opportunities. So again, because that's an ongoing issue, I'm not going to go too much into what stage we're exactly up to. Again, we've got cracking results at St George's Parish Centre on Arthur's Lane. It's a burglary, and again, credit goes out, good alarm system at the premises, which has got a quick response. 2 males were detained nearby, identified as local males, well known, both charged with burglary and are now on an electronic tag. So again, fantastic results of having the right equipment to get police there as soon as possible.
Okay, so I just interrupt you there. I believe we've had some technical issues on the sound.
Okay.
So I know you've just spent the last 5 minutes talking about that.
No problem.
Because we just asked you to just recap. We think we have the sound working now.
Yeah.
So apologies for that, anybody watching the video.
Yeah.
We just asked you to recap again.
Yeah, no problem at all.
It's
It's just going over the crimes in Chorley North East Ward. Started off with the burglaries, which was 6. I've just mentioned that we've got an ongoing inquiry at Scrap Busters, scrap metal on Arthur's Lane, but that's an ongoing inquiry, so I can't speak too much into that. I've also just mentioned a very good result at St George's Parish Club on Arthur's Lane. We've got a fantastic result, as I've just said. Got a cracking alarm system, which was the result of a quick police response. So again, for crime prevention, if you've got alarm systems, get them used, because this got a quick response. 2 males got detained, and they've been charged with burglary. Now they're on electronic tagging, all thanks to that. So very good response there. I'll move on to auto crimes. We've had another really good result for North East. It's primary car sales on Bengal Street. Sort of 3 packs from crashing vehicles, and there's another well-known male who recently got out of prison. He was detained nearby and searched and found in possession of the car keys from the car yard. So again, he's been sent back to prison. Another fantastic result, and other crimes from that yard are still being investigated. Northgate Drive, I know that the Thornhill Estate in the last meeting was brought up as a priority for nuisance, more or less minimal for nuisance, but again, due to patrols in the area, the vehicle was taken without the owner's consent, but again, because it was a priority, we targeted that area. Vehicle was located, crashed, offender located, arrested, charged, numerous offences. So again, quality, this is what we need. We need the information coming in of where the crime or issues are happening, and just goes to show we're looking for many more sort of nuisance, but we'll come across other crimes in that area as well. Fantastic. Criminal damages, one in regard to a domestic abuse case that's got smashed, others with young boys, which we're going to get a lot of recently. We're getting a lot of crime where it's committed by youngsters between the ages of 8 and 11. As we know, the criminal responsibility age is 10, but we are finding that we are getting more crimes with very young youths. And there was another vehicle that got badly damaged with a brick that's got scratched. Seems like a targeted crime. No forensics on that. So again, we're just going to have to persevere with them crimes being reported. What we can try and detect, we'll do our very best to do so. But just keep bringing it in. There might be a pattern to these crimes if we can target a local area. But keep your calls coming in. For North East, I'm just going to finish with some cracking good news stories. I know we've already mentioned some. We're going to mention a drugs warrant that was executed on Thornhill Road. 1 male charged with possession of Class A drugs with intent to supply quality. Again, community intelligence is key to how we get these results. Another cracking result on Arthur's Lane at the William Hill. This was travelling criminals coming over from Merseyside. Again, in relation to Class A drugs, both were arrested, are on bail due to the lengthy inquiries that have to be done. But the bail conditions not sent to Lancashire. So there we have, we've got travelling criminals. We'll try and keep them at the area. So keep that information coming in. Another instance with drugs from North East where a male was proactive policing by the CVM at Dr. Wadney, gone out of the way to intercept a vehicle which was en route to possibly supply male arrested drugs in his possession. So again, I can only say thank you to you lot for giving us the information. We will act upon it the best we can, and the better the information, the better we can act. I will quickly move on to my area, Chorley East. We've had 29 crimes overall over the last month. No burglaries, fantastic. Everybody's doing a good job, make sure everything's locked secure, keeping properties safe, and don't give them the opportunity. So moving on from burglary, we go to auto crime. Auto crime, we've had one on Topaz Way, where again, properties have been secure, vehicle here, Topaz Way, less than secure. We've used the opportunity, got in, we've given them an easy target, items stolen from within. So again, anybody around Topaz Way, just be mindful that this crime, has been committed. Just make sure properties, vehicles are locked. The other one was in relation to Stuart Thompson caravan, where a caravan stolen off the grounds. Criminal damage, we'll mention Lord Street. That was a priority for the last month. So with it being a priority, I'll just mention that we targeted that over the last month, the neighbourhood policing team. Feedback from any staff member you ask looking at that centre is they feel a lot safer, a lot more secure. The grounds have been shut off to stop and allowing people to walk through, and they've seen a big difference. They're happy with the police response. In regards to crimes committed, that's gone down to 2, where it's more or less halved from last month. One was from a youth inside the centre who threw a mobile phone on the floor belonging to somebody else. That's been looked into, and the other one was because the gates have been padlocked to stop juvenile nuisance. Somebody tried to remove a padlock, but I'm glad to see that crimes have the staff are happy. Again, we're going to continue to monitor and give positive IVIS patrol. Thefts on the area, 2 dwelling thefts, which is people who had legitimate access. So it's not like we've got any issues where people are coming into the area and stealing from gardens or any other property that's on shore. So again, good results from you lot. Keep everything locked up on our patch. Drugs offences, tat and wreck. Again, brought up as a priority for juvenile nuisance with kids on a bowling green, but because where I visit the area, I've come across a lady with cannabis in her possession. So again, we're getting good results in other areas. So I can only thank you for showing us which areas need to be targeted, and we're getting good results in other areas. Good results for the area, just before I move on to South East, is we had a public order offence. I know we posted this out on In the Know and our Facebook web pages. We'll try and keep you updated best we can. We had a male with an axe. I will stress this was an isolated incident, but male with an axe and a knife who went up to a property, caused damage. Again, quality response again. Thanks for phone calls coming in, police responding to your calls. Male was found still in possession of the axe. That's how quick the response was. And a knife discarded nearby. He got charged with a fray, possession of offensive weapons, damage, quality results again. So good news story that, but I must stress, isolated incident, but any issues like that where you see people with weapons on our streets, make sure you contact us. As I've said, ASB is reduced in areas. Another male's been locked up on Lord Street. Again, we was on Lord Street for our ASB. He was wanted for a recall to prison. Wrong place, wrong time, been locked up. So again, we're going to try and get that positive impact. And I'm going to quickly move on to South East. Is everything all right with the recording at the moment?
Yeah, we're fine at the moment.
Last, I'll just move on to South East, which is 32 crimes overall. Burglary 4. Again, I'm not going to go into each one individually, but first I'm looking at insecure property. We've mentioned this. If you're given the freedom to enter, people will take that opportunity. That was Pall Mall.
anybody Pall Mall, make sure you're locking your property up. Now, another one was at the Chippy on Bolton Road. In fact, they've actually forced entry, which, you know, if they're going to that extent. But again, good alarm installed, alarm went off, has put people off entering that property, made off on alarm. So again, if you've got stuff like that in place, make sure they're all set. Another incident was at the Plough pub, where it was a customer entering an area where they shouldn't have done, and forced entry on Duxbury Hall Road, where inquiries are ongoing, so I can't really speak too much about that. Auto crime for the area is 4. Again, I've got to mention another fantastic result. Princess Street, male arrested nearby, calling from residents about suspicious activity. Police responded, stopped the male with property. So again, the quicker we get them calls, the better the response, and that male got arrested. He's now got a suspended sentence. So again, I can't praise it enough. There was 2 offences on that street, so really cracking result. Gloucester Road was another where we've had an aggravated vehicle taking. That was due to a family member taking a car without consent, but call came in, that vehicle ended up crashing, so the person who drove that vehicle got done for the document offences and obviously taking the vehicle without consent. The damage in the area is 6. Again, no real pattern to the damages. I'll read out the streets where it is just so people can be a bit more vigilant. Cotswold House, Bolton Street, Poplar Street, Carr Lane and Jackson Street. Again, some are ongoing, some have been closed due to no further inquiries, but I can only ask you for you to call in and be proactive in helping us, but whether that's on our Facebook website, Twitter website, just be proactive. Drug offences 0, fantastic. Good news stories. Again, we mentioned the male with suspended sentence, and an inquiry from last month's PACT was some damage around the well bank, which was been, I can tell you that males have been charged with arson and court dates are in the process. So again, that's all 3 areas. I can only thank you for what calls you've made. I shall back to the Sergeant Mountain.
Okay, thanks, Dave. That's quite a comprehensive recap of things that have been going on. What I'd like to do now with the meeting is sort of look towards any emerging issues that anybody in the room has that we need to perhaps concentrate on for the forthcoming year, forthcoming month, I should say, not year. I know we like forward planning, but maybe not that far at this stage. So, Julie, I believe, do you have any issues for your area that you'd like to raise?
I'm quite impressed with the progress we've made at Tatton. Obviously, the last few months we've had a lot of antisocial behaviour, but we're doing some really positive work, bringing people together with a consultation which goes on until the end of the month, and we're actually starting some bowling sessions for young people on Friday. They can be from all through the summer weeks, 6 weeks worth of bowling from 1 o'clock on the Fridays. So if there's any young people out there or parents or grandparents that want to come and get involved, please just turn up. It's totally free and it'll be a really good experience and keeping everyone busy and happy. So thanks for the neighbourhood officer that come from the Chorley Council and the police team have done excellent work really, and we're really seeing good results and minimum antisocial behaviour and damage to the bowling greens. Which is how can we argue with that?
You'll have to get the footballers on board and take up bowling.
Well,
then they can maybe appreciate how.
I think that's the idea.
Absolutely,
an experience of something other than
skills.
All about. Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Thanks.
Okay, that's great. Just while we're talking about Chorley East, there's one issue I had an email in about, and I think Dave, you might be able to expand on this, about some antisocial behaviour around St James's Club.
Right. Yeah.
Are you able to just fill us in on?
Yeah, definitely. That it is true. We've had reports of juvenile issues. Whether that's because we're targeting these areas like Tatton and Law Street, obviously we are conscious that people will move on to other places. As Sergeant Mountain's just said, another place that's been identified is St James's. There's a derelict hut building and bowling green just off Eves Lane. Again, if that's where they're going, that's what could become a priority next time. Again, we just need your views on the matter, but it's something that I'm going to definitely look into. But if anybody else has any information about this, the more calls we get about it, the more we see it's an issue. So yes, it is an issue, it's ongoing, and I will be looking into it this next month.
So I think if anybody has got any information on who the users are that's involved there, I think you just contact Dave on 246 225. It's probably the best telephone number to contact us on. Can I just ask our colleagues at the side of the room, is there anything coming in via social media?
We've had one from Andy just saying that we talked in the previous meeting about mini moto nuisance that we've seen in a number of areas on Chorley, and whether we've made any progress around that.
Yes, I think that was one of the PACT priorities on the North East.
It was, yes.
There was a scooter seized, I think, wasn't there?
It was actually seized on Gaskell Street, but I think it relates to the North Gate area. Follow-up inquiries, again, from picture messages being sent in, was followed up, and this month one got seized from Gaskell Street. So again, I can't recall many calls coming in with motor nuisance since the last PACT meeting. So from that, I can only suggest it's decreased. If that's not the case, we need to be knowing. Your information is key to how we police your area. So again, we'll follow up any inquiries. It's and things from motor nuisance to vehicle nuisance. If there's any issues, please just get in touch so I can ask.
Alistair, it's your area. Have you had any complaints from any residents?
It's been very quiet this the last month since the last PACT meeting, so we can only presume that everything is reasonably satisfactory.
Do you have any other issues that you want to bring to the table this evening?
Not particularly. I think everyone's getting ready for the holidays and ready to be off. But
that's right.
I'm just hoping that maybe school holidays soon. Perhaps some of the younger kids
and I think, like Councillor Berry mentioned, there is some quite a few planned activities through the council that can be accessed through the council website.
That's right.
And Get Up and Go scheme, I think it's called, is it?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. South East, do we have anything in from South East, Charlotte? Have you anything on the side there now? Okay. Just to reiterate the value of social media, I mean, we're in the digital age, and we're sending this meeting out live over the internet. An example of how the social media can help us operationally. Recently, we spent, must have been about 3 weeks looking for a particular guy who was wanted for harassment and damage offences. As an indirect result of information received via our Facebook site, that male was recently arrested and is now on police bail as well. So we do encourage you to sort of contact us via Facebook and Twitter. Appreciate that there is a bit of sensitivity about naming names at times, but there are other ways of contacting us. And like I say, if you want to speak to us in person, look on the website, find out who your local officer is, and there's a direct contact facility on the website, or just ring us up on 246 225. Okay. Anything else from the social media side?
Some on Facebook, so there's some traffic related ones, so I don't know whether you want me to just go through them and see whether we can help or not. There's one from Tracy who says, we need giveaway markings on Princess Way, Barons Way, Kingsway, Countess Way, Talbot Drive in Exton. So people only looking one way, and she nearly got hit by someone who was pulling out of Barons Court and just not stopping. Okay. And then one from Steve as well, saying, would it be good to have some think bike signs up on Wigan Road and Daubers Lane, as cars still can't seem to see motorbikes in that particular area.
Yeah, okay. They're not specific for this meeting. The Exton team do have their own PACT meeting, but I will pass those issues on to the Exton team. I do know, I think we've had similar complaints in the past about the motorcycle visibility in that area, but that will be a matter for our Exton team to liaise with LCC Highways, and we'll see what we can do to improve things on that.
And again, another one from Marie, so I think this may be similar just asking about whether we still have face-to-face meetings, PACT meetings for Coppell. So again, presumably we can pass that on, can we?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember whether Coppell do. I think they do actually. I think it's on a Wednesday evening now. But I'll get them to put something out on Facebook and advertise it through the local press as well. But I believe it's every Wednesday evening between about 5 and 6. But don't quote me on that. Check. Give us a ring on 246 225 and we'll confirm that for you. Okay. If there's no more queries, unless anybody else anything has the room in the room has anything, I think we'll conclude the meeting at this point.
Okay.
We've got a couple of issues to consider. We'll bear in mind all the other engagement activity that we had. I know Dave, you and Julian, well, the GCSOs have done a street surgery today.
That's correct.
So we'll look at what other issues are being highlighted and we'll advertise what our priorities are likely to be for the next month within the next few days. Okay. Thank you everybody for
Can I just remind people,
yes.
if they want to get in touch with the council in terms of any issues at all, from dog fouling to whatever, the council contact centre is probably the best one. Get on the phone there, 01257 515151. They will put you straight through to the relevant people. Whatever the issue is at all, just get onto that number and they'll put you through to the right person.
I think one of the key messages coming out of this is keep talking to us, not just the police, but the council. You know, if you've got an issue, let us know about it and we'll see what we can do about it. If we can't, we'll tell you, we'll be straight with you.
And don't forget to come to the flower show.
On that note, thanks very much for your time, Alistair, Dave,
Thank you.
and we'll call it an evening.